Good afternoon, badass artists. I'm Mia Luyando. Today we are working in our book Botany Bay. It is kind of a throwback to early spring in 2024. We have worked with this. I've done a couple of time-lapse photos for this one, and I believe by the time this comes out, they should already be posted on my Facebook and YouTube page. I'm going to use NeoColors on the background of this. So I'm going to dive right in and get this light lime green color. Let's see, lime green, yeah. I'm gonna go in right around here. I'm gonna put this kind of close to her face. I want this to look like an out-of-focus botanical garden in the background. I want it to look like she's still in the flower garden. But everything is just sort of soft and watery and out of focus. And we're just going to add this all around. We're going to be pretty liberal with it. The paint in these NeoColors is very easily colored over. So we're going to get this kind of close up to her hair, up here, because this is where we want it to look sunny and like the light is coming from behind her. We're just going to make this nice and soft and glowy. And I'm also going to take this inside the little open areas where her hair, it's kind of, there's little light areas peeking through the hair. Don't worry if you're overlapping a little, it's not going to mess up your coloring. The wax from the pencils will kind of repel the paint, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm going to bring this out just a little bit more. I'm going to work this in over here. And just everywhere where this light is kind of soft and out of focus, we're just going to add this lime green color in. Now we will also be using the Caran DAche palette. I will put a link to it in the description below. And what this is just, it's like a regular artist palette. It has a textured side. So we just take the pencil and kind of scribble on it. And then when it's time, we can take a damp brush and just collect more paint if we need it. So I will also add the link to that in the description below. Now I'm going to skip over to the next color. This is jade green. Let me see if I can get that to focus for us. And it's more of a minty, almost like a peppermint green. I'm going to add this color and I'm going to mix it all the way in to the lime green. I'm going to overlap them. I'm just softly adding this in. It's a little more bold and it's a cooler green. I want there to be a differentiation of greens. Like I said, we're trying to capture like a botanical garden in the background, but out of focus. So we want there to be, some different colors of greens, different foliage in the background. And we're not going in and making individual leaves or anything like that. The eye shows us a lot more. It fills in a lot of blanks for us. You've heard me say that before. And we're going to let this grayscale work for us quite a bit here too. I'm going to work this color all the way up the side. And around. And just take your time. Enjoy the process. NeoColors are a lot of fun, and there's a learning curve with them, but part of the fun is learning. I do think that you will enjoy these, especially on backgrounds. You can cover a lot of ground with them, and they blend very beautifully. I'm going to put that color away, and I'm going to take this brighter green. This one's called yellow green. Let's see, yellow green. And there we go. I'm going to add this over here. It's just a little bit darker than that one. And then I'm going to go darker with this emerald green. Can you see that? I'm not sure if I can get that one to focus or not. It says emerald green in case you can't see it. And we're just going to put this down in the darker spots. And for those of you following along at home, this is Botany Bay, and there is a new book out this week. It's called The Paisley Peacock. It is the second book. It is kind of an informal part 2 to Botany Bay. So if you liked this one, you will definitely like The Paisley Peacock. And as soon as my copy arrives, we'll be doing some tutorials. We'll be doing some eyes and hair. Very excited about that. Now I think I'm going to leave the emerald there for now. I'm going to grab this other color. This is called Malachite. And I don't know if I can get it. Again, this writing is so dark. Anyway, it says Malachite. I'm going to add it down here to the corner. It's kind of a blue-green, sort of a peacock blue. I like this color a lot. I like to use it in my botanicals for the darker color because it's got that blue green, almost like a evergreen. I'm going to add that up here. And remember, we've got the palette, so if we need a little extra paint here and there, we definitely can do that. I'm going to bring this on over. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to add this darker color up here in the corner. And down here at the bottom. And don't be afraid to overlap your colors. They're going to blend together anyway, or hopefully they will. That is the plan. Now all you need is some brushes, some soft watercolor brushes. I'm going to use a flat brush and some water. Let me get this clipped back into place here. Actually, I'm going to leave it undone for a second until I get the top of this painted. I am using a number 6 flat brush. There, you can see that there. And just a quick brush. This is a filbert brush. It's kind of rounded on the top. It's also a number 6. They're the same size. But for those of you who are kind of curious about brushes and their sizes, let me show you real quick what I'm talking about. These are mop brushes, and this one's a size 3, and this one's a size 1, and there you can see the difference. The larger the number, the bigger the brush head. So usually when you're working with watercolors on something like this, you're going to use a size 1 to between 1 and 5. Usually a 3 is perfect. So if someone is asking you, what size watercolor brush do you use? Usually, usually you're going to have somewhere between a 1 and a 5. This one's the number 6, but this came in a set. Now, if you're right-handed, you're going to want to start from the left and move this way. If you're left-handed, you're going to want to start here and go this way. Why? It just keeps your hand from dragging in the wet paint. It's just something I learned from trial and error. Now I'm going to dampen the brush. Let's zoom in a little bit. We're going to dampen the brush, and we're going to go in very gently and just mix those two colors in nice and soft. And we're just going to fill in this background here. And you don't have to keep it perfectly in the lines. Like I said, it's kind of hard to mess this up. You've got the wax from the pencils, and it doesn't really want to paint over top of that. So I'm going to go all the way across. And don't worry if you don't get every little spot. And if you get kind of a blob of water on there, it's going to look a little dark, but don't worry, it will dry. It's just how it kind of interacts with the grayscale. It kind of looks like a dark blob, but no fear, it's just water. And we're going to do the same thing over here. We're just going to blend these colors right in. And remember, we've got this over here as well. If we need a little more color, all we have to do is grab some from the palette and just add that right in. And I'm getting ready to go back over to the other side so I don't start dragging my hand in the paint. And we'll just work our way down. And you can see how easily the NeoColor just melts into this easy watercolor paint. It just smooths itself over very gently. It's very easy to work with. You can go right over the coloring. It doesn't disrupt the color. At least not overly much. And what we're doing is we're just kind of creating this faux botanical background. So it looks like there's lots of trees and leaves and foliage behind her, just slightly out of focus. And you can see how easily this blends in. It looks very soft and natural. Now I'm going to move over to the other side and finish this up. I'm going to start on the outer corner and work my way in. Just make sure you have something behind your paper. I've got this little divider to keep your the coloring page behind this one safe. And you can see those different greens starting to appear here. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more here. A little more paint. And that vivid green is so pretty there. And we're just going to mix these up and move our way towards their face. soggy. My paper's a little soggy. Once it dries, I'm definitely going to have to put something heavy on it. It'll definitely feel a little crinkly when I'm done. No worries there. We can put something heavy on top and it'll flatten right back out. And remember, you don't need a lot of water to activate the paint. Just a damp brush. You can see our little dabs of water, but they will definitely dry. You can see they're already starting to dry in other places. And I'm going to bring this all the way up, just almost to her face. And don't be afraid to pull the colors into each other. Mixing and matching. This is a botanical, so they're all going to kind of move and flow into one another. Going to take this up kind of close to her face. I'm not going to actually touch her face. We'll just leave that little glowing area. But there we have it. Let me zoom back out. And there we have it. We have a nice soft botanical background with NeoColors. It's fairly painless. I mean, it's quick to do. We just color where we want. We don't have to worry about the paint, you know, changing the color as we color over the leaves in the background. It dries fairly quickly, and once we're done, it will crinkle the pages just a little bit, but as long as you set something heavy on it overnight, it'll be good as new the next morning. So if you found this video helpful, I do hope you'll give me a thumbs up. You have no idea how helpful that is for the channel. It puts me on an algorithm. It helps other people who are out there looking for channels like these, looking for tips and tricks to find us, hang out with us, and become a badass artist too. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I hope you'll do so. That way you'll always know when I upload a new video. And if you haven't already joined my Badass Art group over on Facebook, I'm going to put the link in the description below so you can click on that, come on over, join my Badass group, share your badass artworks with me. I'd love to see them. Okay, everybody, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I'll see you next time.